Well, I think that's the trailer, but I've never sort of heard it.
Never heard that before. Tom, what can you tell us? I always like to do these things, but fear that I'll give too much away. I leave it in your capable hands.
All right. Okay, The Essex Serpent is set in 1893 on the easternmost east coast of England, Essex. Most of you know it and know where it is. A land of mist and mud and marshes. The world is changing very fast. The power of reason and science is growing. The power of organised religion is possibly diminishing. A teenage girl has gone missing. Something's bumping into the fishing boats out on the Blackwater estuary. Is there something beneath the surface of the water come to steal your children and haunt your dreams? Has the Essex Serpent, this winged dragon from folklore that is swimming beneath the surface, has it returned? Or is it a symbol of some turbulent change that's on the horizon? Cora Seaborn is played by Claire Danes. She is a aristocratic heroine who's found a new curiosity in the natural sciences, and she rushes to Essex where there's been an earthquake and comes into this very God-fearing community who are looked after by the local vicar, Will Ransom. That's my character. But the village and the community are full of fear and anxiety about what is happening. Has the serpent come back?
Beautifully done. Okay. I'm in. Everyone's in. All the listeners are like that. You've literally got us in the palm of your hand. It was like the best episode of Jack and Ori we've ever had. It's so good. I'm two episodes in, and it's all wonderful. How was it to play with Claire Danes?
I love it. Claire is absolutely wonderful. Just a true pro. Has been doing it for so long. She's so bright and so intelligent and funny and game, and she was such a great leader on this. We were out on the Essex coast, right on the edge, sort of Malden and North Fambridge and the Tollesbury Marshes and West Mersey in the lockdown last winter. Caught up in the wind and the rain and the mud and the tide. But I tell you something, COVID didn't stand a chance. Not in that wind.
Wind.
Because by then we all knew it was very, the virus is infinitely less transmissible in the outside. So in a way, just being whipped up in this kind of marshy wind was a release.
And perfect for the story, because that setting and that weather, I mean, it really does things to you. And as you're watching and you're slightly conflicted here between, thinking about the religion and folklore, and, and the change in the story of science and what's happening in science.
It's all change,
It's
in a time of uncertainty, which feels very resonant with what we've all been through. Yeah.
And you got to work with Cleo Barnard, an incredible director.
Amazing director.
People saw, is it Ali and Ava?
Ali and Ava.
Selfish Giant.
Selfish Giant, The Arbor, Dark River.
Yeah, what an incredible team. And the young actors in this are wonderful.
Incredible.
Because to me, you are still very young, Tom.
Almost.
But to them, I guess, some of them are just starting out. And there's a couple of scenes there where I was thinking, how must this be for them to be acting alongside Tom Hiddleston?
Well, I have my character, Will, and is married to a woman called Stella, played by the peerless Clemence Posey, and Will and Stella have two children, Joe and John, played by Dixie Eggerichs and Ryan Ruffle. And Dixie is a bit older. She'd been in The Secret Garden and has done a lot of acting. He's probably done more acting than I have. Ryan was a big MCU fan. I think it was pretty wild that he was, Loki was his dad or whatever the scenario was in his head. But we had a really, really fun time. We had some chickens. That the Ransoms had a beautiful kind of rectory on the marshes, and they gave us some chickens. Dixie and Ryan decided to go and give all the chickens names.
What were the names?
I can't remember all of them. I just remember Ryan was really keen that there was one chicken called Jeff.
Jeff with a G or a J?
We'd have to ask Ryan.
You'd have to ask Ryan. If you get in touch at 88 291, if he's listening this morning. The Essex Serpent is coming to Apple TV Plus from Friday. More chat with Tom after BTS.